Welcome to Stopping Goliath. My name is J Kimmel, and today we're going to be discussing Christians being called fascists. Now, there is a link in the description of this video, but it wasn't an article that kicked this vlog post off. It was rather a tweet that AOC tweeted out on Super Bowl Sunday that started the ball rolling on this topic. When I'm done, if you believe this truth is important for others to hear, please share this video with your friends. Like the video. It literally is one click and you've liked the video. Subscribe to our channel. If there's anything you could do to help us, it would be subscribe to our channel. And if you do, you're already there, go ahead and hit that notify bell and you'll know the very moment that we drop our next video. So here is what happened. On Super Bowl Sunday, if you watched the Super Bowl, you probably saw the ad that promoted Christianity. And that ad was about Jesus, and it was put out by a group called He Gets Us. All right. And if you're wondering who those folks are, it's the same family that own Hobby Lobby. Depending on what part of the United States you live in, if you live in the US, you probably heard of Hobby Lobby. It's a huge arts and crafts kind of a store, sort of like Michael's, except the family that owns it is Christian, and they're serious about their Christianity. In fact, they're not even open on Sundays. So they run this ad on the Super Bowl, trying to promote Christianity, trying to get people to engage in faith, trying to chisel down the wall that's up between people and Jesus, and hopefully move people another step closer to Christ. And AOC, and if you don't know who that is, just Google AOC. She is a very, very left-wing socialist member of our Congress from New York. And she tweeted out, and this is, I'm gonna read it verbatim. Something tells me Jesus would not spend millions of dollars on Super Bowl ads to make fascism look benign. Now, I'll be honest, when I heard about this tweet, I thought, what a crazy thing to say. And it would have been had I not had a very interesting experience literally the day before. But let me explain. You probably don't watch CNN or the left-wing liberal media. You probably don't watch a lot of that, so you may not know what's going on. I knew that there was a narrative that was happening in the United States where the left was accusing white people, so I'm talking about Anglos here, okay? Accusing Anglos of being racist. I knew about that narrative. And basically what's been happening is if you're Anglo and you disagree about anything that a non-Anglo says, especially if it happens to be a black person, that you're a racist. If they do something or say something that you don't agree with and you say anything about it, you automatically are a racist. That's what they've been trying to pin on white folks as a label. And of course, it's ridiculous. It's not true. There are racists, but just because you disagree with someone who's not Anglo, that doesn't make you a racist. But see, they've taken it a step further, and I didn't realize what they were doing. And so at the end of this video, you may think, wow, I didn't know that. I'll tell you, on the day before the Super Bowl, on Saturday morning when I woke up, I didn't know what I'm about to tell you. You see, there's a second narrative happening. And that is, if you're a Christian, you're not just a racist, you're a white supremacist, and specifically a fascist. Now, if you can't remember what you learned in, elementary, middle, and high school, the Nazis were fascists. Okay, that's the extreme end of that political spectrum, and it's essentially when dictators take over. And we know what the Nazis did during World War II, don't we? Well, you see, let me tell you about an experience I had on Saturday before the Super Bowl. I had a friend in town and he wanted to visit the Holocaust Museum. Now, I'll tell you, my family has an absolute love for the Jewish people. We do. For the nation of Israel, we have a love. I believe God put it in our heart because the Jews are the chosen people. I, as a Gentile, have been grafted into the family of God, but they were born into that family. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole salvation thing, and obviously Jews may or may not believe in Jesus, but that's not the point of this video. What is the point is we went to the Holocaust Museum. And as we started the tour, I started to get the sense that they were about to blame the Holocaust on Christians. And I was like, this can't be. They're not going to say that the Christians committed the Holocaust, are they? That's exactly what they did. And they set Hitler up, not as a fascist necessarily, but as a Christian. And anybody who knows anything about World War II history knows that while many political leaders like Hitler claimed to be Christian, he hated Christians. He murdered thousands and millions of Christians and specifically slaughtered Christian clergy everywhere he went. But to get into power, he claimed to be Christian, much like leaders in this country often claim to be Christian, but then don't follow any of their Christian values. Well, there is no legitimate historian who believes that Hitler was a Christian. He was not a Christian, but the Holocaust Museum set him up as a Christian, and then over and over, there was this theme that Christians were responsible for the Holocaust. And literally, and I took a picture of it, and I'm going to read this to you as well, because this was the parting message as I left the Holocaust Museum. And literally, the heading at the top says Christian faith. This is what the Holocaust Museum here in Dallas says about Christians. The Holocaust poses questions to Christians and to Christianity. How is it possible for Christians to perpetrate such an evil? Why did so few protest or offer shelter? As to Christian leaders, more were silent than protested. More were complicit than resisted. Was Christianity responsible for the foundations of anti-Semitism? And what must be done, listen to this, and what must be done so that a new generation of Christians will not commit such atrocities? They literally blame the Holocaust, not on the Nazis, not on fascists, not on people who literally were following Satan. No, they blame it on us, on Christians. And so when I heard that tweet, when I saw that tweet, and of course it exploded, and by the way, the link that's in the description will actually take you to a news article that Fox News wrote about the tweet, and you can see it there. I realized this is not just a one-off thing. This is not just the Holocaust Museum. This is not just AOC, who is a nut. This is a narrative that has become a thing. And I did a bunch of research and I just dug in and looked all over the place. The narrative that your kids are learning in school, that your adult kids are learning in college, that adults all over the world are seeing on channels like CNN is Christians are fascists. Literally, worse than the KKK ever was. They're literally Nazis. They are fascists who want to kill and destroy and commit genocide against apparently everyone else. So what can we do about it? We absolutely must be on our knees in prayer about this topic. We cannot allow this to continue. Look, the truth is, our kids, our grandkids, our adult children, our adult friends are hearing this narrative over and over and over and over again. And so many times, if you say the message enough, people start to believe it. So I've started asking questions. And I am shocked at how many people believe this narrative, obviously non-Christians, but that's more than half of our friends and our neighbors. Do you think they want to experience your Christian church? Do you think they want to hear about your Jesus if they think you're a fascist? I wouldn't, right? So there is one more thing you can do. You can share this video because there's a chance you didn't know this was going on. I didn't, okay? You might not have known. I promise you, many of your friends who are believers, who are Christians, do not realize what the world is being told about us. Now, we should expect these things, but we need to be aware and we need to be wise. Wise as a serpent, gentle as a dove. We need to make sure that our kids and our grandkids and our friends and our neighbors know that this narrative is not true. We need to make sure that the people we love know the real truth, the truth of Jesus Christ.